What's up, guys? Juice here. It's spring 2021, and that means another backpacking season and another backpacking gear video. This is my 8.75 pound ultralight setup for 2021. Let's get into it. So, this is one of my setups for 2021, 8.75 pounds. If you're interested in any of the gear that's in here, I'll put some links in the description below, but as a disclaimer, this is the gear that works for me. It may not be right for you, so always get out and test your gear first. So, this is it. It's got some new items for this year. Already got out and tried a few of them. Pretty excited. Got a lot of good trips coming up this year, and I'm pretty excited about the setup that I've got going too. So, let's start off with the big one, the pack. This is the Nashville Cutaway by Nashville Packs. It's a new pack for this year. It's made out of VX07 fabric. Some really unique things that Nashville Pack does with their packs that's pretty unique to the pack industry. Starting at the outside pocket is almost like a diaper. It's actually not stitched through on the sides. It's actually just one big pocket. So as you're going along, you can actually reach through your water bottle pocket holder and grab your rain jacket as you're going along. Easy access, and it's pretty unique. So far I really like it. Everything still stays organized just like it would if the pockets were actually sewn through. This was its own pocket, and these were each separate pockets on the side, but it works really well, and I'm loving it so far. Some other unique features: the shoulder straps. The shoulder straps are more of the running vest style. They snap in the middle here, and they've got lots of pockets. So there's pockets here, pockets on the top. They're super comfy. Obviously, I'm not ready to do a full review on this pack because I've only put maybe 60 to 80 miles on it, but I would say off to a great start. This is a really cool pack. I also put the pad attachment system on the outside. That way I can carry my sit pad and access it throughout the day. Also, if I'm going to the ground and I'm going to be carrying a sleeping pad, I can actually put it on the outside instead of keeping it in the inside of the pack, utilizing the space. It also has the fancy bottom, as other manufacturers do, but this one is actually, you access it through the back here. So I've got some gloves in there. I usually keep some food, some trash, some different things that I'm going to need throughout the day. So this is a cool feature. I like how you access it, and it's a pretty big area. So that is the pack. Again, the Nashville Cutaway by Nashville Packs. Got about 80 miles on it, and loving it so far. Getting into some things I keep on the outside, I keep my filter. This is the Katadyn BeFree, the 1 liter, and I just keep it on the outside so it's really accessible. This is just a Ziploc bag. You can never have too many Ziploc bags. Got another one down here. Down here is where I keep my earbuds. These are the Samsung Galaxy Buds Pro. They're great. They have a good battery to them. They're really compact and light, and great sound. So I really like hearing earbuds as opposed to earphones. That way I can kind of put one in to listen to on the trail, or kind of one at camp, and that makes the battery last a lot longer. So I keep those right up front. Underneath, like I mentioned in the fancy bottom, I just have some gloves. These are the Z-Packs Possum Down gloves. I've had these for years. They're not the most durable. I think I've blown out a few fingers and stuff, but for the weight, they're really hard to beat for the warmth. So they're really comfortable, really warm, and good piece of gear. On the outside of the pack, just have a 1 liter, I think, water bottle. Still a little bit of water in there. I'll be hiking with this, but I just carry usually 1 trekking pole. This is the Lucky Vario aluminum pole, and yeah, just prefer one of them unless I'm doing, you know, crazy big miles, probably over 40 miles a day. Then I'll take 2, but typically I just carry 1 trekking pole. On the other side is the tarp. So since this is a hammock setup, obviously you need a tarp. This is the Hammock Gear Dyneema 12-foot tarp with doors. I've had this for maybe 4 or 5 years. It's a great piece of gear. It's really light. I can't remember I'll put the weights on the top, but for what you get, it's a really light piece of gear, and I love having the coverage and the closure that this tarp provides. So, good stuff. This is just a little sil nylon bag, and inside of it are the stakes for the tarp. So all I need is 4 stakes for this setup, and I choose the MSR Mini Groundhog. So I just have 4 of these, throw them in a little stuff sack here, good to go. Rain jackets. So this is one of my favorite pieces of gear. This is the Gore R7 Shake Dry Trail. So this is the best rain jacket I've ever owned. In my opinion, it's the best on the market. It's made of Gore-Tex Shake Dry material, and it'll never wet out. So everything just beads off of it. Pretty much every other rain jacket I've ever tried eventually wets out. This one never has, and I've had it in some pretty bad storms. So it's lightweight, it's really breathable, and completely waterproof. So bomber piece of gear. These are rain pants. I've had this with me for years too. These are the Solomon waterproof pants. They're more of a running pant. They're pretty light for what you get. Really good wind resistance, provide some warmth, and yeah, waterproof too. So good stuff. At the bottom here is my spade. This is the Deuce of Spades trowel. So part of the poop kit, and yeah, keep it right on the outside of the pack for when I need it. All right, that is going to be everything besides the Ziploc bags on the outside. Oh, except for my sit pad. So this is just a section of the Gossamer Gear 1/8 inch pad that I cut up, and to keep it on the outside, gives it a little rigidity, a little protection from maybe some sharp objects inside the pack if there were. And yeah, it's nice to have a sit pad throughout the day and then throw your junk on at the end of the day too. So I love this. It weighs, I think, under an ounce, and it's great. So now that's everything on the outside of the pack. Let's get into the actual pack. What's nice about Nashville packs too is they let you customize everything. So I got to choose the material, the color of the material, the snaps that are on here, the stitching that's on the outside, the color of the fancy bottom pocket. So this was completely made my way. So it's nice to have that feature. So thanks guys at Nashville. All right, getting into what's on top. This is just kind of my Ridgeline organizer, just a bag with some little mini beaners on it, and in the inside these are the tree straps and suspension for the hammock. So these are made by Superior Gear, and yeah, it's super simple, super easy to use setup, and love it. Cook kit. So this is, on the outside, this is just a homemade Reflectix DIY cozy that I made. It keeps it insulated, keeps your stuff warm, and yeah, it's good. The inside is the Snow Peak 700 titanium pot. I've had this one with me for years. Charred all over on the outside, but still kicking. No need to replace it. It's a good piece of gear. On the inside, usually I would have a small little gas container, but I'm all out for right now, so I'll put that in the link as well. This is the BRS stove, super cheap on Amazon, and yeah, works great. So just keep it in this little bag to keep it from rattling around. fits well inside the pot, and yeah, it's a good piece of gear. All right, next up, this is the battery pack. So this is the RAV Power 10,000 with 3 different cables. I've got a USB-C, a mini USB for charging my headlamp, and then I have a cable for charging my watch too. This is my ditty bag. This is just a little Dyneema stuff sack here. On the inside, got my toothbrush. So just a little thing of toothpaste, and then my toothbrush snaps together like this, and good to go. Pretty simple. Just got it in the travel section at Walmart, Target, whatever. And this is my ditty bag. So inside, I've got an extra set of contacts, a contact case, a couple of ibuprofen, a Benadryl. I've got a couple patch kits. I got a Dyneema patch kit, some thread, and a needle. I've also got an extra cap for a water bottle in case I lose it. And then I've got some KT tape and a couple of Band-Aids. So keep that all in here. This is the food bag. So this is a Z-Packs food storage bag. I think I actually still have, oh yeah, got a bunch of food, some Packet Gourmet, meals to go, some Snickers, some oatmeal packets, and I think the only thing that is interesting in here besides the food is just the aluminum Sea to Summit spork that I keep in here. So other than that, just some food that I've got stuffed in here. Now we're getting into the stuff that I want to keep dry. So right on top is my puffy. So this is the Enlightened Equipment Torrid Apex. This thing's awesome. This is, I've got a lot of favorite pieces of gear, but this one is definitely towards the top. So this one's been with me for the last couple of years. It's made of synthetic material. It's really warm. It's really light. It's got a hood on it so you can really cinch down. Definitely adds an extension to the sleeping system, and it's really comfortable to wear on trail and around camp. So couldn't really recommend this piece of gear more. So the Enlightened Equipment Torrid Apex, awesome stuff. Moving on, this is the Hammock. So this is the Superior Gear 45-degree hammock setup, and it's made with, it has with 950 down in it, and the main material on it is Cloud 71. I'm not sure you can see it. It's a new material that just came out. It's super strong, super light, really comfortable for a hammock material, and yeah, it's awesome. So you'll probably see a lot of this kind of coming out on the market as a new material, especially for hammocks and chairs and things like that. So the hammock is awesome. It's rated at 45 degrees. Danny is super conservative at Superior Gear with his temperature ratings. So even though this is a 45-degree setup, I personally have taken this hammock down to 30 degrees and was not cold even in the slightest. So obviously everybody's temperature ratings will change based on how cold of a sleeper you are, but for me, this is easily a 30-degree hammock, and as you can see, the underquilt is stitched into it. So it's an awesome setup. I actually keep my pillow, oh, fell off, should be snapped in there, but I keep a piece of shock cord at the end of the hammock. That way it doesn't fall off like it did here. And that way when I get it out, it's not going to be laying on the ground and I'm not going to lose it. So I always keep my pillow with a piece of shock cord attached to the hammock. So Superior Gear 45-degree hammock, awesome stuff. On to the quilt. This is the matching 45-degree Superior Gear quilt. I think he calls it the Comforter. Again, I've taken this and the hammock together down to 30 degrees. Was completely warm, really comfortable. So that's what I know that it'll go down for me. So yeah, really good piece of gear. What's nice about his setup too is that he has snaps all along the inside. So actually what you can do is you can undo this whole top quilt and you can snap it to the existing quilt that's sewn into the superior hammock, which adds, oh man, with this 45 degree and the 45 degree setup here, you'd probably be able to take it down to really close to 0 degrees. So that's a really nice feature that's unique to superior gear. So that's the quilt, and yeah, it's awesome stuff. The only other thing in here is a pair of socks. So this is an extra pair of Injinji toe socks. When it comes to backpacking and hiking, this is really the only thing I wear for especially big mile days. They're not the most durable, but toe socks, they just prevent blisters for me. I really prefer Darn Tough for wearing in normal life and lower mile days, just because I think they're more durable and they're more comfortable. But when it comes to big mile days, man, the blister prevention in Injinji Socks is awesome. So these are the Injinji running socks. And then last up is the pack liner. So this is a Nylafume pack liner that I use to stuff all of my down and the stuff that I don't want to get wet. And I roll it up and it's watertight, so it's good stuff. All right. So this is a frameless pack, obviously doesn't take up much space. And the only thing left is the stuff that I'm wearing. So this is the setup that I had last year. No reason to change it because I really feel like I'm dialed in, for me at least, for the clothing that I wear. So starting at the top, I've just got I guess the hat is new, but it's just a hat, so no big deal. So I just wear just a brimmed hat. Sunglasses are Ray-Ban. I keep use a little lanyard on the back. That way, if I don't want to wear them or I'm just around camp, I can just let them hang around my neck and good to go. The shirt. This is the Outdoor Research Echo Sun hoodie. So I've had this for the last couple of years. It's awesome. I really love it. It's super lightweight. It's nice to have the sun protection of the long sleeve. It's got a really sweet hood that's comfortable. It moves around with your head and gives you a lot of protection on your neck and the sides of your face. So especially in more deserty conditions or mountainous where there's really a lot of exposure, I love this thing. And you'd think with a long sleeve you'd be sweating all day. No, this thing breathes awesome, and I love this shirt. So once it wears out, I'm just gonna buy another one because I have no need to get anything else. The shorts are the Gore R5 running shorts. Nothing really special with that. For underwear, I don't bring an extra pair. I just wear one pair of underwear anyway, so gotta embrace the stink while you're out there. But I just wear compression shorts. These are Under Armour compression shorts, and I just wear those, and when I get home I wash them and they're good to go. The shoes are the Hoka Evo Speed Goat. So these things are bomber. I love them. So this specific pair has over 700 miles on them. The Evo Speed Goats are made of an Evo mesh, and what that means is that it's a Kevlar weave. So 700 miles, and I don't have a single hole, a single wear spot. The tongue has a little bit of, I guess it's peeling just a little bit, but for 700 miles, the treads are still good, the cushion's still good, and the Kevlar is awesome too. In addition to it being really durable, it also dries really quick and it doesn't absorb water. So you don't get that sloppy wet foot if you go through streams and you're just squeaking and sloshing for the next 3 or 4 miles. So they drain really quickly, they don't absorb water, and they're super comfortable and have great traction. So for me, this is the way to go. But for footwear, it's so particular to the individual. So I'd recommend these, but get out and try them. But if they don't work for you, try something else. Try an Ultra, try New Balance, try Nike. Find out what works for your foot. The socks again are the Injinji running socks. So I always have 2 pair, one that I'm wearing and one that I keep dry on the inside of my pack. The watch. So this is the Garmin 935. So I use this to track throughout the day when I'm doing longer or like FKT type stuff. It's nice to have exact mileage. So I've had this for probably the last 5 years, and it's been great. So this is the Garmin 935 sport watch. And last up is the fanny pack. Fanny pack is the Through Pack Fast Bum. It's made of a Dyneema material. I think it's the 210. Inside, I've got just a microfiber cloth. So what I'm filming on is the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra with the microphone, and I have a little tripod with it. So to keep the screen clean and the lenses, just have a little microfiber cloth here. Couple cards, so this is just my ID and then a credit card. I got a little bit of cash here. This is Squirrel's nut butter with Leukotape wrapped around it. So Leukotape is awesome for preventing blisters, fixing blisters. wrapping pretty much anything up. It's really good even if you get it wet, so I would highly recommend Leuko tape. So I've got a bunch of that wrapped around this. Hand sanitizer, don't need to go into it, pretty essential. Chapstick, so this is a medicated chapstick that has SPF in it. Lighter, just a Bic Mini with some more Leuko tape wrapped around it. The headlamp, this is the Ultralight S1 Mini Baton. This is an awesome headlamp. It's super light. The battery life is really good. It goes all the way up to 600 lumens. Typically what I'll do is just attach it to the brim of my hat. If I do have like a beanie or a hood, it actually attaches on that stuff really well too. And then if you want to use it handheld, really easy to use it that way too. And it's got a magnet in the back, so if you do have like a fire pit or a bear box, this will actually clip right onto it, and it's a nice way to set up a light source at your camp. So this is a really good piece of gear, S1 Mini Baton by Ultralight. A knife, this is just the basic Swiss Army knife. It's the one that has the knife and the scissors and a couple other little things. It's really light, and it's pretty much everything I'm gonna need out on the trail. And last up is the bidet. So this is the Kulo Clean bidet. I started using this last year instead of using toilet paper, and it's been great. So yeah, no complaints with it. Bidet is just a different way to kind of go about your business, but it is better for leave no trace because you're not leaving toilet paper or wet wipes in the woods. And once you get used to it, it's solid. So, and you can get these, it's super cheap on Amazon too. So Kulo Clean bidet, solid stuff. All right, and that's it. Again, this is the stuff that works for me. It might not work for you, so get out there, try your gear, and like I said, if you're interested in any of the gear, it's going to be in the description below. I'm going to be making a couple other videos this year, especially for trips where a hammock won't make sense because I'm going to be above tree line, so stay tuned for those. Until the next one, Juice out.